Well, coming up not too far along, it's going to be October 17th, actually. It's going to be the 5th Annual Senior Care Awards, and that's going to honor extraordinary individuals in the senior industry. And joining us now are two representatives that will be telling us about that, and Susan Papri and Pat Bridges. Thanks so much for joining us. I was hoping you basically say your last name just the way it's spelled.
Papiri, yes.
Papiri. Thank you very much.
Good Italian name.
Now, this is a new event that I know has been going on, well, for 5 years, the 5th annual, but it's pretty new to most of our residents and people in our community. So tell us a little bit about how did it get started and who's really supporting this cause?
Well, it started obviously 5 years ago almost, in 2011, and it started with a small group of people. The first one was actually called the Senior Care Humanitarian Awards, and that was with a collaborative. The next year they decided we're not event planners, so they asked SeniorServe, who was the recipient of the proceeds for the first one, if they'd like to take it over. So in 2012, SeniorServe took it over, and it became the Senior Care Hero Awards.
Okay. Now, Pat Bridges, you're actually the event chair now for that because you've now taken care of that portion of it. So how difficult has it, it's 5 years is not very long time, so it's obviously growing and just in its infancy. So it's been a difficult transition the last couple of years, or
Absolutely
is it
not.
smooth?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I've actually been attending the award ceremony for the last 3 years, and I fell in love with it the very first year I went. And so much that I took my family, I bought a table and took my whole family because I wanted them to be exposed for what a wonderful event it is to honor our seniors and our caregivers.
And it's kind of nice to get everybody together that's, not just in the industry, because we're kind of in the industry, we're a retirement community, but it's nice to see people that aren't seniors that volunteer and help out as well. And that's really important too, not just to the community, but obviously to the people that benefit from those kind of causes. So we understand that the 2 award recipients have already been named, and I guess you can share those 2 at least that might have won something like this, right?
That's right. There's actually 13 categories that people can nominate in, but we do have 2 appointed awards. That is the Lifetime Achievement, which Dr. George Fields from CareMore Essentials has been named as that. And then, of course, a new award this year, the Senior Care Hero Humanitarian Award, and Dr. Jackie DuPont was just named as the inaugural recipient of that award.
So who makes the nominations for something like that? Could it just be an organization, a friend, a family member?
Anybody.
Anybody can go on. It's open to the public, and so you go onto our website, www.seniorcareheroawards.org, and there's a tab there that says nominate and vote. There's a very short little questionnaire to register. We have to register because you can vote once per day. You can nominate as many as you want, but vote once per day. So voting is now open until August 31. So we are encouraging everybody to go on and vote.
Absolutely. Now they might win a trophy similar to this, which just happens to have your name on it.
It does.
So let's, like in 2012, you actually won an award for being a superhero as well.
Yes, that was an honorary award. I was the chairman that year, actually.
Okay.
So, but that award, it means a lot to me because we started this award to honor these unsung heroes, the caregivers, the people that go above and beyond.
Right.
And I know that people out there in the community, every single person knows a hero. It could be a caregiver, it could be a volunteer friend, it could be a veteran. There's so many different categories, and they need to go on and nominate. Yeah,
and that's something people don't realize is that the caregiver is 24/7 sometimes,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's a lot of work, and they're stressed out because obviously someone is dealing with either aging or an illness, but the caregiver too doesn't seem to get any relief. So a lot of times, they're unsung heroes,
That's
kind of like what
absolutely
this is
right.
talking about.
To honor them.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful event.
Tell us about why you two were really driven to causes for the adult population like this.
I can talk about my involvement with SeniorServe. I have responsibility for a department in the hospitals called case management. And the role of the case manager is to, when the patient is in the hospital, to assess them, to see when they go home, is there someone to care for them? Is there a caregiver? Do they have transportation? Can they cook? And many times when they can't and they live alone, we've called SeniorServe over the years. And so they have been always there for our community to provide Meals on Wheels, adult daycare, case management, anything to help that senior stay in their home and thrive.
What do you see for the future of seniors? All of us are baby boomers. I'm on the very edge of it. And there's going to be there's 80 million, I believe, currently now. There'll be probably 100 million in the next, 10 to 20 years. Is healthcare and senior, issues Do you think will they become more difficult, and will organizations like this be able to support that many people as we all age, really at the same time?
Yeah, it's called the silver tsunami.
Right, and it will be.
And it is challenging. That is actually one of the reasons why we do this large fundraiser, because with that added population, and federal funding is challenging at times, state funding also being reduced or reapportioned, we do need to have these kind of fundraisers in order to take care of the seniors that are coming up, and the increase is exponential. So.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the issue. I just read an article a couple of weeks ago online about retirement for seniors, and the biggest thing is they just think, well, Social Security, maybe their pension and some savings would have done it, but they're living longer.
Yes.
Right.
And healthcare costs are so expensive now that, who thought that they would be paying $6,000 a month just to, basically be in a bed?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and it's stressful too for the family members, because, they now need to kind of contribute to either monetarily or just have them move back into their home, and that happens quite often as well.
There is a lot of stress, and healthcare, coming from healthcare, our goal is actually to keep seniors healthy and in their home and not in the hospital. It's kind of the last place they need to be unless they absolutely have to be. So our goal is to partner with community agencies that are there for our seniors, and together we can work to keep our seniors in our home.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about this great event. This is going to be on October 17th at the Grove in Anaheim,
Yes.
which is a great location. What can people expect if when they go to attend an event like this?
Well, we call it the Academy Awards of the senior care industry, and that really is what it's about. They're going to come in, it's going to be a red carpet type of situation, pictures. They will then go inside, the show will begin, there will be a dinner. Really good food there. And we have Henry DiCarlo, who is the KTLA morning news guy for the second year. He's going to be a guest host this year. He came last year and was so touched that he said he wanted to come back.
Great.
So we will be then honoring all these different categories of people, and the names and the photos go up on the big screen just like the Academy Awards, and then the recipient is named. As they walk up, their story is read, so everybody knows.
Right.
So you leave there, you're changed.
Right. It sounds like a terrific event.
It's
wow.
amazing.
It is.
It's nice too to get everybody together too in kind of a fun environment, because everybody works so hard throughout the year to help provide some of these services. And it's nice too to talk about some of these heroes and what if what are their experiences and what changes have affected their lives. So when will the nominations for the categories that are open now, will they close?
August 31.
Okay,
They're
so
open
then
now
I'm-
until August 31.
Okay, so if you have a friend that may be an outstanding caregiver, a social worker, or a nurse, a physician, executive director, there's all kinds of categories. Be sure and visit them online, seniorcareheroawards.org, and you can fill out a small survey. It won't take you very long at all. And if you have someone that you may want to nominate, it'd be a great opportunity for them to be recognized for all the work that they've done. It's not just professionals, right?
No.
They could be a family member.
No,
Absolutely.
there's
A
four.
neighbor.
Yeah, there's 4 People's Choice Award categories: volunteer, veteran, senior, and family caregiver.
Yeah.
So those are great.
Yeah, and I think it'd be great to see some of the veterans be recognized. There aren't too many of them, especially from World War II. So if you have a friend or a family member, and I know we have them here in our community, if you can nominate somebody, it'd be nice to see someone from Laguna Woods Village get recognized for some of their hard work that they've done throughout their lives. Well, this sounds like a great event. So we just want people to get to the website and check that out, and the nominations will be accepted through August 31st.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the organization Senior Serve before I let you go.
Senior Serve is a senior nutrition and services nonprofit, Meals on Wheels, congregate or hot lunch programs in 26 senior centers in 20 cities. Adult day health care, we have 2 of those for people who cannot be left at home during the day while their aging spouse or their adult child has to go to work. So they are placed in a place where they can be safe during the day but then come home at night.
Right.
Case management services and care transition services,
Wow.
which is something that Pat knows a lot about, trying to keep people safe once they're going from a hospital to home, making sure that transition is going to be safe and that they remain at home and not readmitted to the hospital.
And I imagine there's a lot of rehab involved too if someone maybe has fallen or had an accident or an illness.
Well,
You know, at some of these facilities, you
yeah,
know, I mean, and
at
that's the
the
biggest
adult
thing.
day health care,
Yeah.
you
is.
can get that. But the nice thing about the Meals on Wheels, those drivers are the eyes and ears of those people who are homebound. So if they try to deliver a meal and nobody answers the door, they put a door hanger on there. If that's there the next day, then they call the case manager. The case manager has contacts. They'll call a family member and say, hey, your mom didn't answer the phone. We've actually gone in and really literally saved lives because somebody's fallen, they're on the floor, they don't have any phone nearby, they didn't have a life alert or one of those.
Right.
And that driver was an angel.
Right. And that's really important because even if they do answer and you can tell they're regressing from something, unfortunately a lot of family members only get together during the holidays and they're like, wow, grandma just doesn't seem like she's all there this year. Well, that's been going on for the last 11 months. So it's nice to have someone that is visiting like that, a Meals on Wheels person that can identify those kind of issues and then obviously get the right help for them.
Right.
Well, it's a great organization. It sounds great. It's the 5th annual Senior Care Awards, and that's going to be on October 17th at the Grove in Anaheim. And if you have any questions, and especially if you'd like to nominate someone, be sure and go to their website, seniorcareheroawards.org, and check that out and be sure and nominate someone. Thanks so much for joining us on the
Thank you
program.
so
Appreciate
much.
that. We'll be right back with more of our program right after this.